at 6 o'clock.
That day?
10/31.
31st. Good alternative to Halloween.
I don't even need it. It's not even on my radar.
No, it isn't on mine.
Yeah.
I shut the lights off and sit in the back of the house.
So do we all.
And then I've got creepy going on across the street, so yeah. But I put my happy Sukkot sign out. I thought maybe it would kind of go out. It's like,
And if I do an alternate to one of those pagan things like that, that means I'm still acknowledging it, just not the way they.
well, no, I have mine that I put it out every year.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So.
All right.
This Gaza peace plan is divided into 3 phases. Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. More detail, all in the video ahead. In the first phase of the Gaza peace plan, highlighted by the yellow outline on the map, Israeli forces begin pulling out of several populated areas so that they control only about half of Gaza. This reduction comes as a hard-won ceasefire finally silences the bombs and artillery. During this period, hostage exchanges take place. The Gaza militants starts by releasing some Israeli hostages, while Israel responds by freeing nearly 1,900 Palestinian prisoners in exchange for 48 hostages. However, for the earliest stage, only about 20 prisoners may be released. This is where humanitarian aid begins to pour into Gaza, and around 400 trucks enter each day, helping reopen bakeries and hospitals. This surge in supplies allows many displaced families to return home, and with airstrikes paused, international organizations are able to distribute food and medicine more freely than before. As trust starts to build, the second phase is set in motion. Israeli forces withdraw even further and now govern just 40% of Gaza. At this stage, Hamas releases the remaining 28 living Israeli hostages, while Israel lets go of about 1,000 additional Palestinian prisoners, many of whom were detained after the October 7 attack. At the same time, political reforms get underway. Gaza's administration shifts temporarily to a group of technocrats backed by the international community to ensure fair and neutral governance. The work increasingly focuses on rebuilding basic infrastructure, restoring power, reliable water, and safe living conditions. In the final phase and third phase, here as you can see is the smallest zone that is the white line. The last Israeli troops exit most of Gaza, retaining control over roughly 15% along the border. Deceased hostages and prisoners are repatriated. Here blockades and restrictions are lifted, allowing unrestricted aid and goods. Gaza moves towards stable civilian rule, free of conflict and occupation. The roadmap isn't simple. Even after all these changes, Israel will maintain control over key areas marked by a white line on the map. So a large part of Gaza remains under some level of Israeli authority, even as the peace plan tries to offer a real path forward for millions of people worn down by years of conflict and shifting front lines. But if this plan collapses like others have before, Israel is prepared to use force to retake Gaza, and the cycle of violence could begin all over again.
Start all over.
But why Israel has not managed to defeat the militant group for the past 3 years? Here's how their strategy has shifted. The militant group has moved away from traditional battlefield tactics and embraced a decentralized insurgent style of warfare. With many of its top commanders killed and its command centers destroyed, the group now relies on small, autonomous units operating independently. These compartmentalized cells are much harder for Israeli forces to detect and eliminate, allowing for a more agile and unpredictable approach. Guerrilla tactics have become the new standard. Ambushes, sniper fire, IED attacks, and hit-and-run raids are now their primary methods of engagement. Rather than engaging in direct confrontations, these units use Gaza's dense urban landscape to strike Israeli forces and quickly disappear before a counterattack can be launched. This decentralized structure not only keeps operations going, but also ensures that even if senior leaders are lost, the group can continue to wage its fight on multiple fronts. Despite the devastation of much of its weapons manufacturing infrastructure, Hamas has managed to salvage and repurpose equipment. Tools and components recovered from damaged tunnels and factories have allowed limited production to resume. They are once again building rockets, anti-tank missiles like the Cornet and Casson rockets, and improvised explosive devices, IED, which we will discuss further in the video on how they are made. These unexploded Israeli munitions are often converted into makeshift explosives for IED weapons. To create a psychological warfare, even under Israeli military oversight, short-range rockets are still being fired from within Gaza to create chaos. They managed to fight on because of the group's tunnel network remains a cornerstone of its strategy. Although Israeli forces have destroyed up to 85% of the tunnels in critical areas like Rafah and Khan Yunis, Hamas still retains hundreds of miles of underground passages. This is a basic timeline of what started this endless war in the Middle East without taking sides. Let's take a look at what happened in the recent past couple of years. 2023, October 7 massacre. Hamas, the Iran-backed group controlling Gaza, launched a surprise attack on over 20 Israeli communities.
Iran-backed? Based in Iran?
The assault was strategically executed using a combination of rockets, paragliders, motorcycles, and other vehicles to penetrate Israel Defense Forces. This coordinated attack aimed to cause maximum disruption and casualties within a short period of time. The sudden escalation of violence also drew Hezbollah, the largest non-state actor in the Middle East, into the conflict from Lebanon. Let's dive into the details of how the attack on Israel happened into 4 simplified parts of the operations. Part 1. In the initial phase of the operation, the stage was set for a dramatic and intense start. At around 6:30 in the morning, a staggering 3,000 rockets was launched from Gaza. This onslaught featured a wide array of rockets, including the distinctive HaMo'ed Qassam and the potent Iranian-made Fajr rockets. The Iron Dome missile defense system sprang into action to counter almost 60% of the rockets, animated in our recent video. Simultaneously, the skies near the border crackled with powered hang gliders and motorized paragliders and infiltrated the border. These unconventional flying machines serve as an unexpected element of surprise, challenging the air defense system. After the fighters aboard the hang gliders landed, they secured the surrounding terrain, enabling an elite commando unit to subsequently breach the fortified electronic and cement wall constructed by Israel. Part 2. At 7:30, a critical juncture of the operation unfolded as fighters executed a coordinated entry into Israeli territory near the Kerem Shalom crossing. This crossing held immense significance as it served as a pivotal checkpoint between Israel and Gaza, symbolizing a breach into the heart of Israeli territory. Simultaneously, another group of determined fighters launched an assault on Israel's Erez border crossing station. With calculated precision, they employed explosives to shatter the formidable barriers that had stood in their way. Following this daring act, they swiftly sped across the border on motorbikes. Further enhancing their advance, bulldozers were deployed to widen the gaps created by the explosive breaches, facilitating the influx of even more fighters. These additional reinforcements made their entry into Israeli territory aboard 4-wheel drives, steadily expanding their presence within the enemy's borders. The stage was set for a multifaceted and meticulously coordinated operation as they continued their mission deep within Israeli territory. Part 3. A commando unit attacked the Israeli Army's southern Gaza headquarters and jammed its communications, thus preventing personnel from calling their commanders or each other. Part 4. The final part involved moving hostages to Gaza, mostly achieved early in the attack meant for a prisoner exchange. Israel then responded with airstrikes taking the lives of many Palestinians, both civilians and fighters. To help you understand the basic IDF strategy, let's divide Gaza into 5 parts. We start with North Gaza, then move on to Gaza, followed by Deir al-Balah, Khan Yunis, and finally Rafah and this crossing towards Egypt. And a quick recap. Since Hamas attacked on October 7, the IDF has invaded Gaza from almost all sides by land, sea, and air. Firstly, invading Gaza from the north and progressing to central Gaza, while instructing Gazans to move to the south. There are various crossings that the IDF controls, namely the Kerem Shalom, and Hamas controls Rafah. This is probably one of the last major crossings the IDF wants to clear and control since the rockets were fired from Rafah at its soldiers near the Kerem Shalom crossing. But now here is the catch. Remember, IDF instruction to move to the south. Gazans are now instructed to move to humanitarian zones towards the...
Whoops. What happened here?
Did I do it when I hit?
When asked by the New York Times' Wirecutter why Microsoft isn't
I don't
making
know.
security updates automatic, the company responded, "A core principle of security is modernizing to the latest software
No idea.
versions." If you're confused by that, that's because their position makes no sense. I'm Nathan, and as a Right to Repair campaigner,
Not sure what happened there. Seems
I
really.
just turned the sound off my phone, and as I hit the button, you went away.
Yeah, it's your fault.
It probably is.
I doubt it. I wonder if I think the video was only like 8 minutes. I thought we'd probably ran out of that by now. Well, later on, I'll see if I can find it again. For now. Well, it's not quite the right setting there, but those are the readings for today. Trying to get into display mode here. It's not wanting to move.
So is next week we read the last Torah portion?
When we meet on Tuesday at 7,
Okay.
we'll be reading V'zot HaBracha, and these are the blessings, which is the last Torah portion of the year. Next Shabbat, we actually will start in Breshit.
Okay.
Right.
So do you end up rolling it on?
Yeah, well, because it's Simchat Torah, Rosh Hashanah, not Rosh Hashanah.
Shemini,
Well, Shemini Atzeret is the next day, but the
Simchat
Simchat Torah. Thank you. Right? Why are we not?
So Exodus 33.
Fortunately, it's not changing to the right thing here. Well, I'm not sure why this just not working. Doesn't display the full screen, so to speak. Well, in terms of announcements, we had 21 guys in Granite today, and 24 guys in Granite today, and 21 at Red Rock last night for Sukkot celebrations. that was a lot of fun. Um, So on this kind of modified schedule here, we are here on the top right, 10/11, 5:30 p.m. Plan to meet again on the evening of the 14th
Okay.
for V'zot HaBracha, Hoshana Rabbah, and Shemini Atzeret.
Do I get to sleep in my bed that night?
Yes.
And back and start.
Next Shabbat, the 20, or the next Shabbat after that, the 25th, next Shabbat, next week, should be here at 4 p.m. The Shabbat after that will be on Friday evening at 6 p.m. the 31st, and probably will not meet on the 1st of November.
And on the 25th, when are we meeting?
4 p.m.
4, and and next week it's,
Next Shabbat, 4 p.m. here.
okay, and the 25th will be.
The 25th is next Shabbat.
Today's the 11th.
18.
I'm sorry, I'm saying 25th. That's 25th day of Tishrei. It's the 18th.
Okay,
The big numbers at the top of this screen are the
okay.
dates on the Jewish calendar.
The 25th of October, what time are we meeting?
4 p.m.
25th would be it's not the 25th for me. It'd be the okay. You're right. Yeah, this calendar is confusing me as well. So we got a couple weeks still before that. So the 18th we're meeting at 4 p.m. and the 25th we should be meeting at 4 p.m.
Okay, that's just putting it on my
Yeah,
calendar.
and the week after that is the 31st. We should be meeting at the
Right.
Friday at 6 p.m.
At 6, okay.
Yeah.
We have a time.
I think that's the time they got programmed for us.
Okay,
Well,
that's why I'm writing it down, or my odds aren't good.
just to keep in mind, you can keep in mind of two things, right, Jim? Two.
One thing is
Well, two things is 7 p.m. on the 14th and 4 p.m. on the 18th. One thing would be 7 p.m. on the 14th.
Just remember to show up for that one. Then we'll
If-
tell you about the
If you
one.
show up for that one, you can remember the next one because we'll be reiterating it there. All right. So it's not really allowing me to bring up the to put it into projection mode here for some reason. Fiddle with that at some point, I guess. Does this turn the slide when I do this? All right. Well, this can turn the slide. It's not as big as it should be. It does not go into projection mode here.
No,
Hmm?
Now it's got the calendar.
What?
Calendar shows up now
On what?
on
Well, it should be showing sound trumpets now.
Zoom.
Shows up here.
Delay. Now it's on.
Yeah.
Now it's on.
A little bit delay. Can't make it.
Okay.
Well, it's seeable at least from a distance, or I rather from close up, but it should be able to get into the full screen, but it's not. All right. We've already sounded the shofar, so we'll start with this when the ark moved forward. When the ark moved forward, Moshe said, "Arise, Adonai, may your enemies be scattered. To those who hate you, flee before you." And I think that's working.
So we do away with all electronics and go back to the fashion.
Well, you have the printed Sidurs. Let's restart PowerPoint. Didn't change it though. It shows it should be able to go to the I was wondering if it's something because I'm projecting it on here. It's not wanting to go to full screen. Maybe it's on the. Maybe it's on the display settings. 5 to 10.
That's what we did last time.
What's that?
Spent a bunch of time on this trying to get it to work.
Yeah, it was a different computer last time than this. No, it's not getting any better, so
Let's do it.
we'll just fast forward to the readings. How's that? So I don't think the music's going to work with it not in full mode. So those are the readings. We can take a few minutes of a break before we start if anybody needs to walk down the hallway. So let's try that, see if that works. All right. Take a few minutes for timeout, refresh coffee cups, whatever you need to do. We'll get started in a few minutes with readings.
לי את הדרך לשוב אליך גם אם קשה תהיה לשוב להיות בגזרותיך הדרך בסופה אחיה אז אשוב אתן לך את חיי כל פינה שבליבי את נפשי שם אתה לי בקרבי
I see it's gonna be computer day.
It hasn't been lately, has it?
Well, PowerPoint crashed.
Yeah, we're camping along by the waters of the Jordan River. Yeah, we're camping along by the waters of the Jordan River. Oh, my soul, be at peace. Don't worry about a thing no more. Oh, my soul, be at peace. Don't worry about a thing no more. All the way down the river. Yes, you have washed my sins away. All the way down the river. Yes, you have washed my sins away. נהנים כולם במים של הירדן. נהנים כולם במים של הירדן. תהי נפשי כל תהי נפשי כל וגם בסוף, ממש כאן בנוף, זה קורה. לחצת אותי באופן מלא, מבחינתיי. וגם בסוף, ממש כאן בנוף, זה קורה. לחצת אותי באופן מלא, מבחינתיי.
All right. So again, these are the readings. We'll have to look at the Aliyot here on the next slide. But it's in Shemot or Exodus 33:12 to 34:26 is the Torah reading. 33:12 to 34:26. Maftir is in Numbers Bamidbar 29. Our Haftorah is in Yechezkel or Ezekiel 38. And our Gospel reading is in John chapter 7. So these are the Aliyot. Again, it is not a very long reading. It's about a chapter's worth through 34:17 of reading. So it's not all. It's part of 33 and part of 34. So with that, I can read. Let's see. If I read the Cohen and the Levite and the third Aliyah, so through verse 23. Jim, if you could read the fourth and fifth Aliyah. And Cece, would you mind reading the sixth Aliyah?
Mm-hmm.
And Linda, you can complete with the seventh Aliyah.
Okay.
34:18 through 26. Okay? And I'll do the Maftir. Maftir is out of a different book. It's out of the Midbar Numbers. Okay. All right. So it might be smaller print than usual, but if you join for the lesson before reading, beginning with Open My Eyes. Open my eyes, I will see wonders from your Torah. I'm a ger on the earth. Haidak your mitzvot for me. The blessing, bless Adonai, who's be praised. Blessed be Adonai, who's praised for all eternity. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bakar banu makol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Blessed are you, Adonai our Elohim, King of the universe, who has chosen us from all peoples and has given us his Torah. Atah Adonai notein ha'Torah. Blessed are you, Adonai, giver of the Torah. Amen. So our first verse is not really the beginning of a Torah portion. It's in the middle of the Torah portion. It's 33:12 is our start point, which is the third Aliyah of Torah portion Kitisa. So it's the middle of that, but it's you recognize some of the words from this text. Vayomer, of course, is read it in the English here. It says, and Moshe said to Adonai, "Look, you say to me, make these people move on, but you haven't let me know whom you will be sending with me. Nevertheless, you have said, I know you by name, and also you have found favor in my sight." So the word there for favor in this context is chen, the word chen. Noah found chen, same word there used. All right, beginning with chapter 33, verse 12. Moshe said to Adonai, "Look, you say to me, make these people move on. You haven't let me know whom you will be sending with me. Nevertheless, you have said, I know you by name, and also you have found favor in my sight. Now please, if it is really the case that I have found favor in your sight, show me your ways, so that I will understand you and continue finding favor in your sight. Moreover, keep on seeing this nation as your people." He answered, "Set your mind at rest. My presence will go with you after all." Moshe replied, "If your presence doesn't go with us, don't make us go on from here. For how else is it to be known that I have found favor in your sight, I and your people, other than by your going with us? That is what distinguishes us, me and your people, from all the other peoples on earth." Adonai said to Moshe, "I will also do what you have asked me to do, because you have found favor in my sight, and I know you by name." But Moshe said, "I beg you to show me your glory." He replied, "I will cause all my goodness to pass before you, and in your presence. I will pronounce the name of Adonai. Moreover, I will show favor to whomever I will. I will display mercy to whomever I will. But my face, he continued, you cannot see, because human being cannot look at me and remain alive. Here is a place near me. Stand on the rock. When my glory passes by, I will put you inside a crevice in the rock and cover you with my hand until I have passed by. Then I'll remove my hand, and you'll see my back, but my face is not to be seen.
Jehovah said to Moses, cut 2 tablets of stone like the first ones and come up to me on the mountain. And I will write on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets which he broke. Be ready at dawn. At dawn, come up Mount Sinai and wait for me here at the top of the mountain. No one may come up with you. No one may be seen anywhere on the mountain. The flocks and herds may not even graze on the mountain. So he cut 2 tablets of stone like the first. With the 2 tablets of stone in his hands, Moses went up Mount Sinai in the early morning as Yahweh ordered. And Yahweh descended in a cloud and stood with him there and pronounced the name of Yahweh. Then Yahweh passed before him and called out, Yahweh, Yahweh, God of tenderness and compassion, slow to anger, rich in faithful love and constancy, maintaining his faithful love to thousands, forgiving fault, crime, and sin, yet letting nothing go unchecked, and punishing the parent's fault in the children and the grandchildren to the 3rd and 4th generation. Moses immediately bowed down to the ground in worship. Then he said, if indeed I do enjoy your favor, please, my Lord, come with us, although they are an obstinate people, and forgive our faults and sins, and adopt us as your heritage. He then said, look, I am now making a covenant. I shall work such wonders at the head of your whole people as have ever been worked in any other country or nation. And all the people around you will see what Yahweh can do. For what I shall do through you will be awe-inspiring.
So he cut out 2 stone tablets like the former ones, and Moses rose up early in the morning and went up to Mount Sinai, as the Lord had commanded him. And he took 2 stone tablets in his hand. The Lord descended from the cloud and stood there with him, as he called upon the name of the Lord. And the Lord passed by in front of him and proclaimed, Lord, Lord God, compassion. Are we reading the same one?
Supposed to be down to 30.
Exodus 34:11 through 17.
Oh, sorry, are we reading the same section?
It's okay.
That was a good section.
It is. Be sure to observe what I am commanding you this day. Behold, I am going to drive out the Amorite before you, the Canaanite, the Hittite, the Perizzite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite. Watch yourselves that you make no covenant with the inhabitants of the land into which you are going, or it will become a snare in your midst. But rather you are to tear down their altars and smash their sacred pillars, cut down their asherim. For you shall not worship any other god, for I am the Lord, whose name is jealous, and he is a jealous God. Otherwise you might make covenant with the inhabitants of the land. They will play the harlot with their gods, sacrifice to their gods, and someone will invite you to eat of his sacrifice. And you might take some of his daughters for your sons, and his daughters might play the harlot with their gods, and cause your sons also to play the harlot with their gods. You shall make for yourself no molten gods.
Keep the festival of matzah by eating matzah as I ordered you for 7 days during the month of Aviv, for it was in the month of Aviv that you came out of Egypt. Everything that is first from the womb is mine. All of your livestock you are to set aside for me the males, the firstborn of the cattle and the flocks. The firstborn of a donkey you must redeem with a lamb. If you don't redeem it, break its neck. All of the firstborn of your sons you are to redeem, and no one is to appear before me empty-handed. 6 days you shall work, but on the seventh day you are to rest. Even in plowing time and harvest season you are to rest. Observe the festival of Shabbat with the first gathered produce of the wheat harvest, and the festival of ingathering at the turn of the year. 3 times a year all your men are to appear before the Lord Adonai, the God of Israel. For I am going to expel nations ahead of you and expand your territory. No one will even covet your land when you go up to appear before Adonai, your God, 3 times a year. You are not to offer any blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread, and the sacrifice of Pesach is not to be left until morning. You are to bring the best first fruits of your land to the house of Adonai your God.
Maftir. On the second day, you present 12 young bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs in the first year without defect, with the grain and drink offerings for the bulls, rams, and lambs according to the number, in keeping with the rule. Also 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering, its grain offering, and the drink offerings. On the third day, 11 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs in the first year, without defect, with the grain and drink offerings for the bulls, rams, and lambs according to the number, in keeping with the rule. Also 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering, its grain offering, and drink offerings. So that ends our Torah reading. For joining for the blessing after the reading of Torah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah temet v'chei olam nata betocheinu. Blessed are you, Adonai our Elohim, King of the universe, given us the Torah of truth, find everlasting life in our midst. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah. Blessed are you, Adonai, giver of the Torah. Amen. Our Haftorah reading is from Ezekiel chapter 38, beginning at verse 18. Yechezkel 38. Begins 38:18 to 39:16. Before the reading, you're going for the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bakar b'nevi'im tovim v'ratza devahem hagemarim b'amet. Blessed are you, Adonai our Elohim, King of the universe, who has chosen good prophets and pleased the words they spoke in truth. Baruch atah Adonai notin haboker b'Torah Moshe avdo of Israel amo nevi'eh ha'amet v'tzedek. Sorry about that. Blessed are you, Adonai, who chose Torah, and Moshe's servant Israel, his people, and prophets of the truth and righteousness. Yechezkel 38:18 to 39:16. When that day comes, when Gog invades the land of Israel, says Adonai Elohim, my furious anger will boil up. In my jealousy, in my heated fury, I speak. When that day comes, there will be a great earthquake in the land of Israel, so that the fish in the sea, the birds in the air, the wild beasts, all the reptiles creeping on the ground, and every human being there in the land will tremble before me. Mountains will fall, cliffs crumble, and every wall crash to the ground. I will summon a sword against him throughout all my mountains, says Adonai Elohim. Every man will wield his sword against his brother. I will judge him with plague and with blood. I will cause territorial rain to fall on him, his troops, and the many peoples with him, along with huge hailstones, fire, and sulfur. I will show my greatness and holiness, making myself known in the sight of many nations. Then they'll know that I am Adonai. Chapter 39. So you, human being, prophesy against Gog, and that Adonai Elohim says, I'm against you, Gog, chief prince of Meshech and Tuval. I will turn you around, lead you on, and bring you from the far reaches of the north against the mountains of Israel. Then I will knock your bow out of your left hand and make your arrows drop from your right hand. You will fall on the mountains of Israel, you, your troops, and all the peoples with you. I will give you to be eaten up by all kinds of birds of prey and by wild animals. You will fall in the open field, for I have spoken, says Adonai Elohim. I will also send fire against Magog and against those living securely in the coastlands. Then they will know that I am Adonai. I will make my holy name known among my people Israel. I will not allow my holy name to be profaned any longer. Then the nations will know that I am Adonai, the Holy One of Israel, in Israel. Yes, this is coming, and it will be done, says Adonai Elohim. This is the day about which I have spoken. Those living in Israel's cities will go out and set fire to the weapons to use as fuel, the shields, the breastplates, bows and arrows, clubs and spears. They will use them for fire 7 years, so that they will not need to gather wood from the fields or cut down any from the forest, because they use the weapons for fire. Thus they will plunder those who plundered them and rob those who robbed them, says Adonai Elohim. When that day comes, I will give Gog a place there in Israel for graves, the traveler's valley east of the sea, and it will block the traveler's passage. They will bury Gog and all his horde, and then they will rename it the Valley of HaMo'ed, horde of Gog. It will take the house of Israel 7 months to bury them in order to cleanse the land. Yes, all the people of the land will be burying them. They will become famous for it. It will be a day for me to be glorified, says Adonai Elohim. They will pick men for the continual duty of going through the land and burying with the travelers the corpses still lying out on the ground in order to cleanse it. They will begin their search after the 7 months. As they go through the land, if anyone sees a human bone, he'll put a marker on it next to it until the gravediggers have buried it in the valley of HaMo'ed. Moreover, Hamonah, its horde or its multitude, will be the name of a city. Thus they will cleanse the land. Our gospel reading is from Yochanan of John chapter 7, starting at verse 31. Before the reading, though, if you join for the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu et rech hayeshua b'Moshiach Yeshua ve'et sifrei ketuvim natzroim l'kal ha'amin. Blessed are you, Adonai our Elohim, King of the universe, who has given us the way of salvation, Messiah Yeshua, and the books and eyes and writings to all the peoples. Baruch atah Adonai noten Yeshua v'Yeshua HaMashiach. Blessed are you, Adonai, giver of salvation, in Yeshua, Messiah. Amen. John, or Yochanan 7:31 through 7:43. However, many in the crowd put their trust in him and said, when the Messiah comes, he will do more miracles than this man has done. Or will he do more miracles than this man has done? The Prushim heard the crowd whispering these things about Yeshua. So the head Kohanim and the Prushim sent some of the temple guards to arrest him. Yeshua said, I will be with you only a little while longer, then I will go away to the one who sent me. You will look for me and not find me. Indeed, where I am, you cannot come. The Judeans said to themselves, where is this man about to go? We won't find him. Does he intend to go to the Greek diaspora and teach the Greek-speaking Jews? And when he says, you will look for me and will not find me, indeed, where I am going, you cannot come, what does he mean? Now, on the last day of the festival, Hoshana Rabbah, Yeshua stood and cried out, if anyone is thirsty, let him keep coming to me and drinking. Whoever puts his trust in me, as the scripture says, rivers of living water will flow from his inmost being. Now, he said this about the Spirit, with whom those who trusted in him were to receive later. The Spirit had not yet been given because Yeshua had not yet been glorified. On hearing his words, some people in the crowd said, "Surely this man is the prophet." Others said, "This is the Messiah." Others said, "How can the Messiah come from the Galilee? Doesn't the Tanakh say that the Messiah is from the seed of David and comes from Bethlehem, the village where David lived?" So the people were divided because of him. Some wanted to arrest him, but no one laid a hand on him. All right, thus ends our reading. And I think because of our computer issue here, not showing the full screen, the answers for the fun challenge will be on the screen. So you'll probably be able to guess with 100% accuracy.
Ooh.
We can act like we don't see them.
Yeah. Okay. What is the Hebrew title of this week's Torah portion, and how would you translate it into English?
Jeez, I don't remember.
Shabbat, Chol, HaMo'ed, Sukkot. Good job. How would you translate it in English? The Shabbat and the intermediate days of the appointed time of Sukkot, the Moed of Sukkot. All right. Question number 2. Fill in the blank. 7 plus 7. What is the 8th day of this holiday called in Hebrew? Shmini Atzeret. That's correct. 8th day solemn assembly. As I said, this shouldn't be a challenge for those who can read.
I'll get A's today.
Sukkot is one of the fall holidays, along with blank, Yom Kippur, and Shmini Atzeret.
I knew that one.
Good job. It's Yom Teruah or Rosh Hashanah. Good job. The
Willows
four
of the brook.
species, willows of the brook. Right. Question number 5.
What was the question?
What are the 4 species that are listed here? The product of Hadar, the beautiful trees, branches of palm trees, boughs of leafy trees, and blank of the blank. Willows of the brook. All right. Name the holiday. Good job. Fill in the blank.
David. Man, I'm fast.
You're good. The city of David is called Bethlehem. Question number 7, fill in the blank. When that day comes when blank invades the land of Israel.
Russia.
Maybe.
That was a good answer.
Question number 8. Multiple guess. This is a guess because it's not. The answer is not filled in.
But it's there.
It is on here. One of these 4 is the answer. According to Luke 2:2, who was the governor of Syria when Yeshua was born?
Syria? Oh, A. It was that period rather than the second period.
Is there anyone with a different guess? Because A is not quite right.
Oh,
B, Herod Antipas.
I have the wrong here.
That is incorrect as well. The correct answer is Quirinius. He was governor twice.
Okay, trick question is Governor of Syria.
Wait, no, yeah. I was
Governor of
thinking-
Syria. Not of Israel.
Well, and I did the Syria thing and I thought, well, that's weird. Maybe it was part of it at the time. Okay.
Okay.
Could be Assad. That was kind of a funny answer, though, right? D.
He is now when he was.
Formerly, right?
Yeah, you don't pay attention. Syria. Okay.
Question number 9. Ushpazin.
What?
Ushpazin. David is the answer because who's missing from Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, Aaron, Joseph?
And
David. Good job. And question number bonus. Of course, you see the bonus on there. Oh, I'm sorry. Name the holiday.
Shanaka.
Chanukah. Name the year and the event for this photo. 1967. Let it go tell. That's right. All right. So that concludes our fun challenge. So if you join for the blessing before we get to eat some lovely chili or whatnot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam shekol niyeh bidvacho. Blessed are you, Adonai, our Elohim, King of the universe, who creates all things through his word. Amen. All right.
Did you say we've got whatnots?
What not? What yes, what not? What not do we have?
And cookies.
And the Shake the Lulav song.
We're shaking the lulav now. Take it into the Sukkot now. All 7 days. I got the 4 species now. My willow branches, yeah. I shake my myrtle now. And now I'm feeling the simcha. We're shaking the lulav now. Front and back. Take it back to the center now. To the Shamkito. I got a bumpy less road now. You know it looks so fine. It's gonna make some tasty jelly, yeah. But during Sukkot, you're mine. I know you're mine. We're shaking the lulav now. Up and down. Come on in the Sukkot now. Get on under the star. Come on, invite each piece in now. You gotta open your heart. I'm loving, I'm Yisrael. We're all together now. We'll shake a lulav now. We'll shake a lulav now. We'll shake a lulav now.
Rock some, yeah.